Have you ever heard of how sin fell into the world? Well, according to the Christian Bible, a snake called Satan, a fallen angel, so to say, tempted the two humans, Adam and Eve, into eating an apple from the forbidden tree. Eve fell for it and ate the apple and shared it with Adam. This caused them to see things for what they truly were. They saw the truth. That apple in this story is very fascinating to me. A simple fruit which holds the power of life and death, good and evil, but this is a deltarune theory. How could this possibly tie in? Well, what if I told you it could? Have you ever noticed Kris's connections to apples? You're probably thinking I'm crazy, right? Well, I'm not surprised if you do, but I can answer this. The first connection we get between apples and Kris is the apple scented shampoo in the dreamer's bathroom. This shampoo is next to a bigger bottle of pet shampoo, which is Victorial, and maybe even Azrael. Kris obviously uses this apple scented shampoo bottle, which brings me on to my second evidence. One of the keyboard puzzles in Cyberworld has Kris spell the word apple, which afterwards Susie says, "Always been annoying how much your hair smells like apples. Never been easy not taking a bite in class." This clearly is about the shampoo Kris uses, and could be shrugged off, but the fact there is another instance of Kris being connected to apples is suspicious. But I'm not done. In this Cyber City, there's an Addison you can talk to that gives you tea based on a character. If you get the Kris tea and give it to Susie, she says, "Hell yeah, apple juice," which is very interesting, which is again connecting apples to Kris. I've already stated 3 times apples have been either brought up or connected to Kris. It is very, very interesting. There's also another bit of dialogue that I think is irrelevant, but it's still interesting. When interacting with an item in Toriel's classroom, it says, "You uncapped the scented green marker. It's almost dry, but that gives you a refined, aged apple bouquet." So, what am I implying here? Well, if we think back to the creation story, I mentioned a fallen angel. This could be Gaster. No, no, don't leave! If you want an explanation, watch Spooky Dude's video. I have linked it in the description. Okay, have you watched it? Okay, we can continue. So, the fallen angel in this story gives an apple to Eve. This is Gaster. He could have given the soul to Kris. We don't know when Kris obtained this soul, but it was clearly sometime soon. Kris now has this soul, but why is it like an apple? Well, I am talking about the apple in the story of the fall. It is something that holds the power of life and death, good and evil. That is what Kris's soul can do, or us, the player. Yet the apple in the fall story also has the ability to show us the truth, which isn't the case for Kris. They are clearly aware of us, the player, given that they are able to rip us out of their body, which should be substantial evidence that they know we're there. Kris is not the only one who is aware of the player or the soul. Jevil and Spamton also seem to have the ability to see past the screen, or talk to the player, or even relate to Kris in their similarities. Am I implying that Jevil and Spamton have their own souls? Well, not like Kris. I'm thinking that they have their own apples, more or less. I don't know what this apple could be. It could be the information that the entity gave them, or it could be the shadow crystals. We don't know. But back on track. If Kris is Eve, then who's Adam? Well, I think it could be Susie. Kris seems to be gaining Susie's trust, so why not tell her the reality that they are inside a video game? Or show her their soul and shatter Susie's reality. Could Susie become one of the secret bosses in the future? I don't don't think so. But if we shatter Susie's world like that, she could become a boss of some sort. Another fight with Susie. One where she has gained strength. Immense strength. In conclusion, Kris's soul could be like the apple from the story of the fall. It is something that has the power of good and evil, life and death. Kris could have received this soul from Satan or Gaster in this game. Could Kris shatter Susie's reality, turn her into an enemy once more? Well, we'll have to see. Stay patient, guys. I can't wait for Chapter 3 and 4. See ya!